Oh, I'm back. Today is March 28th, Thursday. It's 3 p.m. EST. My background, my name is Mainmeet Saluja. I'm a certified public accountant. I'm also an enrolled agent and I help trucking companies grow. Today's topic is mastering cost per mile analysis for trucking businesses. So what happens is, at a general scenario before we move on, most of us, when we run our trucks, we don't know what our actual cost per mile is. So today we're gonna dig in and just take it from there. Let's start. Again, disclaimer: this presentation is for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial, tax, or legal advice. It is intended to provide general guidance on retirement planning and wealth building for trucking companies owners. This information is not guaranteed to be complete or up to date, and laws and regulations can change. Before making any financial decision, it's recommended that you consult with a qualified tax professional or legal counsel to obtain advice tailored to your specific situation. uh, the strategy discussed over the course of different presentations may not be suitable for all individuals, and there is no assurance that any investment strategy will be successful. The presenter and the hosting organization are not liable for any loss or damage resulting from these actions taken from the information provided in these presentations. Attendees are responsible for their own due diligence and consultation with professional advisors. Just dig in. Introduction to Cost per Mile Analysis, the concept of CPM in the trucking industry. Cost per mile, CPM, stands as a fundamental metric within the trucking sector, offering a granular view of the expenses associated with operating a trucking business. This metric divides the total operational cost by the number of miles driven, provided a clear picture of the financial efficiency of the hauling operations. Understanding the CPM is crucial for the trucking companies aiming to optimize their operations, as it directly impacts pricing strategies, profit margins, and overall financial health. So, in a nutshell, we should know what our CPM should be. Importance of CPM for operational efficiency and profitability. CPM analysis serves as a critical tool for trucking company owners and managers, enabling them to make informed decisions about their operations. By accurately calculating CPM, businesses can identify cost saving opportunities. It means if we know what is a breakup, what goes into my cost per mile, then we can, improvise our cost in the sectors where we can. Understanding the specific cost that contribute to the CPM that allows companies to pinpoint areas where they can reduce expenses such as fuel consumption, maintenance, and operational inefficiencies. Enhance pricing strategies. Knowing the cost of operating per mile helps in setting competitive yet profitable pricing for hauling services. It ensures that pricing covers all costs and leaves room for profit, crucial for long-term sustainability. So we can identify the cost-saving opportunities, and then when we know the cost, then we can see on our pricing strategies. Improve financial planning. Regular CPM analysis aids in better financial planning and budgeting, allowing companies to forecast future expenses and revenues more accurately. It also helps in evaluating the financial viability of different routes and contracts. So let's suppose my cost per mile is $1.60 or $1.70 or $1.80 or $1.90, and we are getting a contract which is 2.2, 2.3, 2.4. In the current scenario, I'm just talking about as a hypothetical situation. So you can see that you may be making like 20 cents a mile, 30 cents a mile, or 40 cents a mile. So then we can see how many miles we're gonna run and how much money we're gonna generate over a period of time. So that's your financial planning. Benchmark performance. CPM provides a standard metric that trucking companies can use to benchmark their performance against industry averages or competitors. This benchmarking can highlight strengths to build upon and areas needing improvement. So let's suppose your cost per mile is 1.6 and you're making 40 cents a mile. If you're getting the contracts at $2 at present scenario, But what if your competition is the cost is 1.2, 1.3? So you're gonna look into, okay, how come their cost is lower and your cost is high? So CPM, it proves or it helps like a benchmark, and you can see from there where you can go. Role of CPM decision making in the trucking industry, where profit margins can be thin and operational costs high, making data driven decisions is key to success. CPM analysis offers actionable insight into how different aspects of operations affect cost and profitability. The introduction to cost per mile analysis sets the stage for a deeper exploration of how trucking companies can manage their expenses to enhance operational efficiency and profitability. By embracing CPM analysis, trucking companies position themselves to navigate the competitive landscape more effectively, making strategic decisions that bolster their bottom line. So components of cost per mile. Fixed cost. Fixed costs are expenses that remain constant regardless of miles driven. These costs are incurred when the truck is not in operation, making them a critical factor in the overall cost per mile calculation. Examples of the fixed costs include your vehicle payments. If it's on lease or it's financed, your payments are fixed. Your insurance costs. Once you bring on a truck in the fleet, your insurance starts unless you put them on fire and theft and you take out the road coverages. But till then, whatever the insurance is always fixed. So premium for the vehicle, cargo, liability insurance, which are typically fixed annually or monthly costs. Permits and licenses, we all know when we buy the when we get the IFTA plates, we have to pay, 1 year. We know how much the cost is. So costs associated with obtaining and renewing the operation permits and licenses required for the trucking operations. Depreciation, the loss in the value of truck and equipment over time, considered fixed costs for the accounting purposes. So let's suppose you bought a truck for 200,000 and you assume you're gonna run this truck for maybe 800,000 miles over a period of 4 years, and maybe you can sell it for 50,000 at the end of 4 years. So you're gonna depreciate 150,000 over 4 years, so 37,500, every year, and that's how the math goes. Understanding and managing fixed costs are essential for reducing the overall cost per mile, as these expenses will accrue regardless of how much the trucks are utilized. Whether trucks are running or they're not running, your fixed costs will keep on going. Variable cost. Variable costs fluctuate based on the amount of work performed or the miles driven. These costs directly correlate with the level of operational activity and include fuel. Fuel and labor costs. These are the two major costs which are the variable cost factors. The most significant variable cost, which varies with the distance traveled and the fuel efficiency of the vehicles. Second is maintenance and repairs. Cost for regular maintenance and unexpected repairs, which can vary depending on the age and the condition of the fleet. So if you have a newer fleet, you got extended warranties, you're okay with maintenance and repairs. But on the other hand, you have a higher depreciation. But if you have an old truck, then you have to compare whether it's better off holding on to an old truck, which is gonna give you repair of maybe 10 to 15,000 a year. But if you buy a new truck, that's gonna cost you 37,500 or 40,000 a year. So it's a cost benefit analysis you have to do between getting new trucks and keeping the old ones and maintain them on a regular basis. Tires, expense related to tire wear and replacement, which are influenced by mileage, road conditions, and driving habits. The worst part is we, as a trucking company owners, um, if we are on the road and the tire gets burst, we are conned by people. Like I have seen in the company where I'm a CFO, sometimes we get a tire for $1,000, and we can't do anything because we are on the side of the road. You know, the service call we made, we know what's happening. We have to pay. So I would advise keeping a tire or two as a backup in the truck or in the trailer, so that if something happens, at least you don't have to buy a tire. Driver wages. Payment to drivers, which may include per mile rates, hourly wages, or salaries, depending on the compensation structure. So, whether you can have a W 2 employee or a 1099 contractor, you have to see what makes more sense. Effectively managing the variable cost involves strategies to improve fuel efficiency, maintain vehicle health, and optimize driver operations. So it also depends from where are you fueling your fuel card. Is it giving you enough discount according to the market condition? What are your competition is getting, or what your competition is offering in terms of fuel discount? I think the company where I'm a CFO right now, they are getting 40 cents off on Pilot and Flying J per gallon. So I don't know, I think it's all about in the ballpark right there. Indirect costs. Indirect costs are expenses not directly tied to the operation of the truck, but are necessary for running the business. And these costs include, so you got fixed cost, you got variable cost, and then you got the indirect cost. Indirect costs may be the administrative expenses, costs associated with the office staff, utilities, supplies needed to support the trucking operation. Office staff would be your dispatch staff, your safety staff. If you have a repair shop, your mechanics, those are your admin costs. Technology and software, investment in fleet management software, deep GPS tracking, and other technologies that improve operational efficiency. So you got a fleet management software. Then you're putting in the GPS tracking so that you can track that your equipment, your assets wherever they're moving. Everything costs money. Marketing and advertising, expenses related to promoting the trucking business and acquiring new customers. So let's suppose you're a trucking company and you bring in a marketing guy who's going to market your assets to the companies where they can be utilized. So that cost is again an indirect cost or a fixed cost. While indirect cost may not directly impact the cost per mile, minimizing these expenses can contribute to overall profitability of the trucking operation. So we know fixed cost, you can't do anything. Variable cost, it varies by the number of miles you run. And then you got the indirect cost. As your operation grows, you need more people and your indirect cost goes up. But again, you need to optimize the people who are working. Calculating cost per mile. So, what is the method of calculating accurate CPM? Calculating the cost per mile is essential for trucking companies to understand their operational cost and set competitive pricing. The formula for CPM is straightforward. CPM is equal to total operating cost divided by total miles driven. And what is CPM again? Total miles driven divided by total operational cost. So to calculate total operating costs, sum of all the costs associated with operating the trucking business over a specific period, including fixed, variable, and indirect costs. So let's suppose I've done my 2023 financials and I filed my return. I've got the trial balance. I've got the financials for last year. So just for a hypothetical situation, pull up your 2023 financials and see, extract your operational cost, how much the operational cost is, and then you from your IFTA returns, you take out all the miles which you've reported on your 4 quarterly IFTA returns and see how many miles have you done. So that's a starting point. Fixed cost include vehicle payments, insurance, permits, and other costs that do not change with the amount of work performed. Variable costs add up fuel, maintenance, tires, driver wages, which varies with the miles driven. Indirect costs incorporate admin expenses, technology costs, marketing efforts necessary for business operations. Again, indirect costs incorporate administrative expenses, technology costs, marketing costs necessary for business operations, total miles driven. Calculate the total miles driven by the entire fleet over the same period used to sum the operating cost. That's what I'm saying. If you pull up your operating cost for 2023 operations and from the 4 IFTA reports, you pull up the total miles driven, that will give you two numbers. Divide total cost by the total miles. So let's suppose your cost is X and you divide it by total miles, which is Y. Sorry, which is Y, and that will give you CPM. So the final step is to divide the total operating cost by the total miles driven to find the CPM. Example, suppose a trucking company has the following cost for a month. Fixed cost 10,000, variable cost 15,000, indirect cost 5,000, total miles driven is 20,000. The CPM in this case would be your fixed cost, your variable cost, your indirect cost divided by 20,000 miles. So 30,000 divided by 20,000 is your 1.5, $1.50 per mile. But again, if you want to dig in more, you can go by how much is my fixed cost per mile, how much is my variable cost per mile, how much is my indirect cost per mile, and you want to optimize all these three parameters. Tools and softwares for tracking and calculating CPM. Several tools and software solutions can help trucking companies track their expenses and calculate CPM efficiently. Fleet management software offers features for tracking operational cost, mileage, and maintenance schedules. Accounting software help in categorizing and summing up expenses for easy access to total operating costs. Spreadsheets, it's another simple yet effective tool for smaller fleets to track cost and calculate the CPM manually. Importance of regular CPM calculation. Regular calculation of CPM is crucial for several reasons. So you want to calculate. So before your truck go out or you take any load from the broker or from the customer, you should know how much is your CPM. If you do not know your CPM, then you don't know how much money you're making, because the money coming into your bank is just a cash flow. It's not your profit. You don't. So let's suppose the money is coming in, but your CPM is 1.7 and you're taking a load at 1.65, so technically you're losing money. So just a hypothetical situation. uh, Financial planning helps in budgeting and forecasting by understanding the cost structure. Operational adjustments identifies areas where cost can be reduced or operations can be optimized. Pricing strategy ensures that pricing covers all costs and generates a profit. So if I know my CPM, then whatever load I'm taking, then I know that I'm making money going out the door. Accurate calculation of cost per mile is a cornerstone of financial management in trucking industry. It provides a clear picture of operational costs, aiding in strategic planning, cost control, and pricing decisions. Utilizing the right tools and software can streamline the processes, making it easier for the trucking companies to remain competitive and profitable. So if you know your CPM, then you are good. Analyzing and benchmarking the cost per mile, interpreting CPM data for decision making. So now we know what our CPM is. Now how do we use this CPM for decision making? Analyzing the cost per mile data is crucial for making informed decisions that can lead to improved profitability and operational efficiency. By breaking down CPM into its component, as I told you before, fixed, variable, and indirect costs. So when you divide the cost into three portions, then you get to know which portion is performing worse and which portion is performing better. Trucking companies can identify which areas are driving up the cost and target them for the improvement, as I said before. For instance, if fuel costs are significant contributor to a higher CPM, strategies such as investing in fuel efficient vehicles or optimizing routes can be considered. Or we can look for more discount. Whoever gives us more discount, we're going to move on our business to that company. Benchmarking against industry averages and best practices. Benchmarking CPM against industry averages provides valuable insight into how a company's operational efficiency stacks up against competitors. If a company's CPM is higher than the industry average, it may indicate inefficiencies or areas where cost reduction is possible. So if your cost is higher and my competition cost is low, then we need to dig in and see what's going on. Industry reports, trade associations, and networking with peers are excellent sources for benchmark data. So we should meet with our peers and discuss, how you doing, how's the business, and then you get to know, okay, this is this cost and this is our cost, and there are always areas to improve. Adapting industry best practices such as regular vehicle maintenance schedules to prevent costly repairs or implementing advanced route planning software can also help in reducing CPM. So I would suggest we should get the regular maintenance every quarter. Once a quarter, let the mechanic come in and check the driver and the truck, point inspection and see what's wrong. If we are stuck on the road, we're gonna be paying more versus getting the stuff repaired in your yard. That's a better strategy. Adjusting operations based on CPM analysis. Once the CPM analysis is complete, the next step is to adjust the operations to improve efficiency and reduce cost. This might involve reevaluating routes to ensure that they're the most fuel efficient and time efficient, considering alternative fuel options or more efficient vehicle models to reduce fuel cost, implementing driver training programs focused on economical driving techniques, negotiating better rates with suppliers, or exploring bulk purchasing for items like tires and fuel. That's what I'm saying. So if you buy the tires and put a tire or two in your trailer, or in the truck, then it's better. If you're stuck on the road, at least you don't have to buy them and you just pay for the service call. The role of technology in CPM optimization. Technology plays a significant role in optimizing CPM. Fleet management systems can track vehicle performance, fuel usage, and maintenance needs in real time, providing data that can help reduce costs. Telematics systems can monitor driver behavior, such as speeding and idling, which can impact fuel efficiency and consequently CPM. Implementing these technologies can lead to significant savings and operational improvements. So while I was thinking in my head right now is that this company has cameras installed in the car, live cameras, and they live feed back in the office. So if there is a harsh break, one or two, we all understand that. But if there are more harsh break, that defines the behavior of the driver, and then you can talk to the driver, and harsh break has different consequences. It's gonna first of all, there are chances of accidents, and second, the driver might be in habit of driving fast, and every time he's putting a hash brake, that depreciates your tire, your machinery, your equipment. So implementing or putting all these technologies in can help you in a long term. Conclusion: analyzing and benchmarking CPM is a continuous process that requires attention to detail and willingness to adapt and implement changes. By understanding how their CPM compares to industry standard and where their costs are highest, trucking companies can make targeted improvements leveraging technology, and learning from both successes and failures within the industry are key strategies for optimizing CPM and enhancing overall profitability. So if we bring in technology into play, it will help us in growing the business and managing it. Strategies for reducing cost per mile. Reducing the cost per mile is crucial for enhancing the profitability and competitiveness of the trucking operations. Here are several strategies that can help achieve this goal. Fuel management techniques for cost savings. Fuel efficient driving. Train drivers in fuel efficient driving techniques such as smooth acceleration, like not like if you're just starting and push the pedal, you know, just go slow, and that's how you save the gas. Maintaining steady speeds and minimizing idling. Fuel purchase strategies. Go to the companies which offer you more discount per gallon. Utilize fuel cards and fuel management programs to take advantage of discounts and monitor fuel spending closely. I've seen many people, fueling up from small stations. I'm not against any station whatsoever, but this company was also doing the same thing, and their air filters were regularly getting clogged. And the dealership said, "Hey, your fuel quality is not good." And now they only fill up at Flying J and Pilot, and since they're knock on the wood, they have not seen any instances of air filters being clogged. Because if your truck is stopped on the side of the road, you know the consequences. First, you have to find a service call. Second, when you find a service call, we don't know how much is going to charge or how much the towing is going to charge, and we are under pressure from the from the customer, from the office, and we just spend money to get back in action or get back on the road. So that's always disastrous, doesn't end well. Vehicle maintenance. Regular maintenance ensures vehicles operate efficiently, consuming less fuel. So if you maintain them, get service every 3 months or whatever the miles is, just maintain the vehicle. Vehicle maintenance and repairs. What we can do: preventive maintenance. As I said, every 3 months, do it. Repair them, get them point inspection. so that go for an oil change so that they are maintained and they are not stuck on the road. So implement a regular maintenance schedule to prevent costly breakdowns and extend the lifespan of vehicles. So vehicle maintenance, on the other hand, is also useful because when the DOT comes for an inspection, your safety manual is defining you what is your safety, like what is your maintenance, like whether it's 6 months, 3 months, 4 months. So you have to document that because that's how you're gonna, you know, pass your DOT inspection. We don't want to fail our DOT inspection just because of the maintenance records not being kept properly. Choose quality parts. Investing in quality parts can reduce the frequency of repairs and maintenance needs over time. So, don't go for cheap parts because you're going to pay the labor same. But if you go for the cheap parts, they might break sooner and then you end up paying more labor. This is one thing. Always invest in equipment because that's your asset. That's your business is. This is what gonna make you money. So you have to take care of it. There are no shortcuts to it. Monitor vehicle health. Use telematics to monitor vehicle performance and address issues before they lead to significant repairs. I guess most of the newer trucks, when they are new, they have some sensors which send signals back to the to the company, and if there is wrong, they're gonna call, hey, your truck is on level 3 or level 4, some issues and they need to be resolved. So all these things help you to monitor the maintenance and be on the top of it. Efficient route planning, optimizing routes. Use advanced routing softwares to find the most efficient route that minimizes the miles driven and fuel consumption. Again, we all are using the dispatch softwares, and dispatch softwares are, they have inbuilt truck routes in it. Or the drivers, they all go by the truck GPS, and try to minimize, try to maximize the efficiency of the route, like go by the route which is the truck route. You don't want to have a shortcut wherein which is not a truck route, your truck can get stuck, there are more consequences. There is no shortcut to it. Avoid traffic congestions. Plan routes to avoid heavy traffic times and areas. So let's suppose you get a load at 8 o'clock in the morning, but this is the high traffic time. Do not leave for next 2 hours because you will be standing on the road. Leave at 11 o'clock. So that way, yes, you'll be behind 3 hours, but then you're saving on the fuel and you're saving on the time of 3 hours. In 3 hours, maybe you're able to move 1 hour. So technically, you gained 2 hours and not lost 1 hour. Load optimization. Ensure that loads are optimized to maximum capacity and reduce the number of trips needed. So I would say it's not our choice. Whatever we get from the broker or from the customer, we have to haul it. But we all know when there's a lighter load, there's the fuel consumption is lower. Driver management and training. Economical driver training. Provide training for drivers on economical driving practices to reduce fuel consumption. Incentivize efficient driving. Implement incentive programs to reward drivers for efficient driving practices that contribute to lower CPM. So if your truck is giving 6 miles per gallon, if he brings in 7.5, give him something, so that he's also rewarded because the fuel efficiency is improved by his driving habits. Driver retention, focusing on retaining experienced drivers to reduce recruitment and training costs, which indirectly affect the CPM. So if your truck is not running because of the driver, your CPM is way higher because your fixed costs are running, your admin costs are running. The one cost which is not running is your indirect cost, your variable cost. Leveraging technology, fleet management software, implement fleet management software to monitor vehicles and driver performance, optimize routes, and schedule maintenance. Telematics, use telematic devices to gather data on vehicle usage, driver behavior, and fuel efficiency to identify areas for improvement. Aerodynamic modification, consider aerodynamic modification to vehicles such as side skirts, roof fairings to improve fuel efficiency. Review and adjust insurance coverages. Regularly review insurance policies to ensure they meet the company's needs without overpaying. Consider higher deductible to lower premiums and shop around for the best rates. Conclusion. Reducing CPM requires a multifaceted approach that involves managing fuel costs. So you have to manage your fuel cost. You have to maintain your vehicle efficiency. You have to optimize the route. You have to train the drivers. You're leveraging the technology. You're negotiating better rates with the suppliers and managing insurance costs effectively. By implementing these strategies, trucking companies can significantly lower their operational costs, improve efficiency, and increase profitability. That brings us to the end of today's presentation. Mastering cost per mile analysis is crucial for trucking companies aiming to enhance operational efficiency and profitability. For understanding, calculating, and optimizing CPM, businesses can make informed decisions that significantly impact their financial health. Effective strategies, including fuel management, vehicle maintenance, route optimization, and leveraging technology, are essential for reducing the CPM. Additionally, staying adaptable to industry changes, benchmarking against peers, and learning from both successes and failures are key to maintaining competitiveness. Ultimately, a focused approach to minimizing CPM not only reduces operational costs but also propels the business towards sustainable growth and profitability in a dynamic trucking industry. So, CPM is a very important concept or important stuff in the trucking industry. We should know before going out of the door how much per mile is going to cost if my run is 1,000 miles or 970 miles. How much is my operational cost per mile so that I can define my profitability before the truck hits the road, not after your accountant give you the results for the month. Hey, you lost 10 grand. Hey, you lost 20 grand. Hey, you lost 50 grand. Hey, you made 10 grand. So there is so much variation on month to month, week to week, day to day in rates. So we should know what our CPM should be. That brings us to the end of today's presentation. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Again, my name is Manmeet Saluja. I'm a CPA. I specialize in trucking industry and love to help, whether it's accounting or tax. Feel free to contact me for no obligation call. Thanks again. See you next week, every Thursday, 3 p.m. EST. My phone number is 832-848-5155. My website is mainmeetsalujacpa.com. And don't forget, April 15th is coming. Your personal taxes are due. If you need any help, I'm here. Thank you so much and see you next week.